The Run with Manny Wilson podcast is brought to you by Fifth Investments. Investing is the easiest way to double your money, especially when you do it right. Most of us need help with getting started, right? I'm telling you right now, Fifth Investments is the easiest way to take your first step. You can sign up for the Daily Trading Journal, weekly newsletter, including trade ideas, market analysis, news, and information on navigating the stock market. They got you covered with long-term, short-term, options trading, and more. So go to fiftinvestments.com and use the promo code THERUN for $20 off your premier membership, or just sign up for free. Trade the stock market and perfect a skill that's going to last you a lifetime.
The information is not trading or investment advice. The newsletter is only a personal blog that is being offered publicly for general information purposes only.
The answer is Mike Tyson. I did not work with Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson was training with Customado, when he was 11, 12, 13, Customado took him to a hypnotist regularly and would teach Mike Tyson self-hypnosis to make him believe that he would be the youngest heavyweight champion of the world.
Damn.
Best sports podcast there.
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson, all the way from Detroit to Chicago to your speakers and headphones. And this time we're going all the way out to Toronto with my special guest, Luke Lukenosis Howard. I picked that up. What's going on, Luke? How's it going, man?
I'm doing awesome, Manny. Very cold here, minus 20 today. Freezing my balls off, but other than that, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm freezing my balls off too in Chicago, bro. It's freezing here, but I don't know. Maybe we can, bring a little heat to the podcast. So maybe warm the audience up if they're listening.
For sure, man. We'll bring the flames.
Okay, let's do it. So I like to kick off the show. I always start off with the ticket question. And this is typically some sort of question just to keep the interview going. So my first ticket question to kick in the door is, can you hypnotize someone to play like Lionel Messi or Michael Jordan? This is a crazy question, by the way, but I just want to hear.
Yes, the answer is yes. I can hypnotize them to believe that they're playing as good as Michael Jordan or the other chap that I'm not familiar with. They will believe they are as good as Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Will they play as good as them? Probably not. Prodigy, but in their mind, they will think they're hot shit.
Okay. Damn, that's kind of badass. I actually like that. So, damn. All right, I gotta wonder now, if that's the case, have you ever been hired for a job similar to that? Like where they're like, look, man, we just need our players to have some confidence. We need to store some confidence into this guy, our star player. He's playing like poo. We need him to get back to himself. Have you ever had a similar situation in that type of area?
Yeah, I do a lot of sports hypnosis. I'm working with a baseball prodigy, young man. He's 13, 14. Really great kid. He knows far more about baseball. I'm a British guy. We don't have baseball. He knows. I can't teach him how to hit the ball. I have no skills in baseball. It's not my wheelhouse. However, that's not why they were hiring me. He had all the skill in the world, but because he had some anxiety, some poor performance anxiety, he had a couple of bad hits. Some of the parents of teammates were a bit aggressive. And when he was in an altered state up there to hit, he forgot all of his skills and he went into an anxiety state. So I wasn't there to make him a better player because that's not my skill. But I was there to get him out of his own way. So everything that was good that he was working with the coaches he could do, and he wasn't getting in his own way with playing shitty movies inside of his head, failing, of people laughing at him and being humiliated. Right.
So he was more so just in his head with it. And is that like, okay, so first ticket question is accepted. That is accepted. So we can continue on. That is accepted. And second, so a lot of it, I'm guessing, but feel free to correct me wrong. A lot of it with hypnosis and curing people is pretty much getting them out of their own head, right? It's trying to help cure the previous thoughts that they have in their head. And I found a term. I believe this is your own term that you coined. It's the shitnosis, right? Is that what it is?
Yes. Yeah.
Now talk about that, man. Let's hear about the shitnosis, because I feel like that's kind of what we're getting to right now. So let's hear it.
So I'll meet a lot of people that, oh, I've never been hypnotized. I couldn't be hypnotized. No one can hypnotize me. Hypnosis doesn't work. Hypnosis doesn't exist.
That's me.
To which I say, who hypnotized you to believe that? Did you sit around your coffee table one day when you decided to think, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough? Oh, by the way, I'm going to believe that I'm never going to make enough money. No one will ever love me. Oh, and hypnosis doesn't work. No, you got it. Through conditioning, through society, perhaps parents, perhaps they were well-meaning, teammates, coaches, social media, TV, newspapers. They keep telling you you're not good enough. Spend more money and you can have this amazing body. Spend more money, buy this suit, and you can suddenly get that hot woman or that hot guy to be interested. It's all about bringing you down, making you feel like shit. So my job is oftentimes not to hypnotize anyone, because everyone, including me and you, are already hypnotized. It's about unhypnotizing them from all the bullshit, the brainwashing that they've accumulated unconsciously, subconsciously for years. So a lot of times my hypnosis, my guys, their eyes are open. And they can do everything I'm saying, but their arms will start to move, or I'll stick their butt to the chair. And I'm like, you're not hypnotized, are you? They're like, no. I'm like, stand up. And I'll see this. And I'm miming for the people that are not watching the video, trying to stand up, while at the same time, I think I'm glued. Yeah, it's all about breaking that state of I'm not good enough, shitnosis, I'll never be successful, I'll never hit a ball out of the park, I'll never shoot that 3-point winning NBA final. It's about breaking that shitty trance, the shitnosis, so they can to interact with trances, mindsets that are better for them.
Damn, yeah, man. I like that. That gives me a new definition. I like that, because I feel like you can kind of relate that to a lot of different avenues. Like you said, some people may have that fear from, like, you know, the winning shot, or just like, you know, standing up to bat, and just all sorts of other things. So I like that. And one thing that really stuck out to me that you mentioned is we're all really, you know, hypnotized to some extent, because we learned, and we learned things as we got older. It was programmed in us as we got older. So that kind of gives me a new ideal of like the hypnosis. And kind of to bring me to my next question too, is like, when it comes to trying to pull someone out of that old mental state, what would be like the first step in terms of really helping them? If it's like, say, I can use myself as an example. You got the hand up, slap the shit out.
I bitch slap them metaphorically. Listen to jujitsu. I metaphorically bitch slap them. So basically, a lot of times people come to me and they think I'm a therapist. I'm not. I'm a change worker. Therapist is someone you go to because he quotes in the air and because he thinks he's broken. I don't believe that. I'm with people that are like, Luke, I'm not where I want to be right now, but I know where I want to go. I'm getting in my own way, like a coach to an athlete. Can you help me get out of my own way to get to the next level? Not, oh, I'm fucked up. Oh, I'm such a loser. I'm broken. No, Luke, I'm doing all right. I do have some issues, but I see where I want to go over it. I just can't get over that wall right now. So that's essentially where I will come to kind of get them in. But a lot of what I do is it's harder now, because people have seen some of my videos, my TED Talk or podcast. So they get a feel of how I speak and how I look. But most people in the early days, they'd gone to counseling, psychotherapy. Not that there's anything wrong with this. It works for some people. Right. But for a lot of people, it doesn't work. So they'd expect to come in with me, and they expected me to let them talk for 55 minutes, for the 60 session, and just stroke them. There. Oh, your life is so tough. That's not how I work. I've got ADD. I metaphorically will shake someone.
Straight shooter.
Language.
Right.
I will cut through the bullshit. I will shock. I will provoke people, because I want to break that state of, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm mindful, depressed now, and I'm looking down. I'm sad. I want to break that by just jolting them, even if I have to get them a little bit angry. That's great, because if they came in and were a victim and beaten down and depressed, and now I've made them angry, great. Now they're moving. I can turn anger. Well, they can, but with my help, into frustration, into motivation, and start moving. But sometimes, a lot of times, I will I will like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you'd hear the glass smash.
Right.
That approach.
I like that. Hey man, he used to, come on now. Stone Cold Steve Austin was one of my favorite. That was the guy right there. That was the guy. He was a badass dude. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting from you too, Luke. Is like, just like, straight shooter, straight to the point. Like, we're gonna help you out, but it's not gonna be where's the small violin, the little baby violin of, oh, I feel so sorry for you. It's a different type of style of like trying to pull them out of that mental state that they're in, right? That's kind of the vibes Absolutely. I'm getting. Yeah, so I'm all for it. Go ahead, if you're about to jump in, go ahead.
Yeah, it's because I say, listen, if talking about your product, because before I ever take someone on as a client, I talk to them for an hour for free over the telephone. I call it a screening call, just so I find out more about them. And how they're working, and assess if they'd be a good client. And they've also filled out an application form, so I see where they're at. So when we actually come in to actually doing the work, I'll say to my clients, hey, if I think they're going to be a talker, once I know why they're there and what they want, I'm like, if they start talking, I'll be like, listen, you've had some form of therapy. Oftentimes they have. You're used to talking, aren't you? They're like, yeah. I'm like, so when we actually begin the hypnosis, I'm not going to be speaking to you anymore.
Right.
I'm going to be speaking to the other part of you, your unconscious, your subconscious, the monkey mind, essentially the 5-year-old inside that's pulling all the levers. Because respectfully, this lovely, intelligent person who's sitting in front of me or over Zoom, if they could have fixed this problem with their intellect, with their logic, with their mind, they would have done that by now. True, of course. And I'm like, well, of course, yeah. Why would I be here? Like, right. It makes no sense for me to keep speaking to the assistant manager, the logical mind, because the assistant manager can't change shit. I want to speak to the manager or the CEO of Manny Incorporated, because he's the one that can actually fire people and facilitate change. So then I try and get their logical mind, the bit that likes to chatter and give me every single detail. And I speak to the 5-year-old inside, and just like, hey, what's going on? Can you find another way of allowing, just using your name, for example, allowing me to feel safe and secure, but without having him stay at home and be agoraphobic every day, miss out on life.
Right.
And often the unconscious, yeah, absolutely, I could do that. So could you install a new program in his head top computer that has everything to do with him leaving the house, feeling safe, feeling secure, but it can be happy and feel safe in the world. Oftentimes the unconscious will say yes or not yet. If it's a not yet, it's more work to do. That's okay. Right. And oftentimes it will say, yeah. I'm like, can you install that new program now and just let me know by twitching his finger, by moving his body involuntary when it's done?
Right.
And oftentimes, like a few seconds, maybe a minute, I'll get a little involuntary twitch. And I'm like, how can you let Manny know consciously in his intellect that this work is done? So when he comes out of trance at the end of today's session, he has a big fucking smile on his face. Fucking amazing. And he might not know why, but he just feels great. And this behavioral change is shifted. And I'll get like a yes. However, I've set that signal for getting yes up. Right. And that's kind of like a little version of kind of what I do with people. But I bypass the assistant manager, the bit that called me, the bit that thinks it's so important. Yeah. And I speak to the 5-year-old and just be like, hey, why are you doing this? Can you do something better?
Right.
Yeah, of course I can. No one ever asked me before. But now you've asked me, of course I could do something better.
Yeah, speaking to the conscious, that conscious person all the way in the back of their mind. Like, no, that's super cool. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with, just updating that whole mindset of what they previously used to think. Like, if you're a person who, I'll just use myself as an example. Like if I'm someone who's addicted to cigarettes and it's like I'm constantly in my mind growing up and I'm like, man, I need a smoke break. I need this to get through the day. Like when you update their mindset of like, hey, you can do this as an alternative, or maybe you don't need to do this because you're still great. Like sometimes you just need that reminder, like, and I feel like that's what really helps them them out. So to kind of kill some narratives here, to kind of kill some false narratives, you can tell me true or false, right or wrong, agree, disagree, whichever the case is. So like that, the whole ideal of like hypnosis, the idea that the typical of what we see from like TV and all of that stuff of like someone goes sits in a room and they're just like whatever, like the whole, the movie thing where they're just sitting there and they're just frozen. That's not real, is it?
Oh no, it's very real. It's very real.
Okay, let's hear
it. So for shits and giggles,
let's hear it.
What I do sometimes is street hypnosis, just like David Blaine did the street magic back in the late 90s and revolutionized magic in the purest form. He went to the street and was doing it to people on the street with no $1 million special effects. For shits and giggles, just for fun, and it's all on my YouTube channel, Lukenosis on YouTube. There's literally thousands of videos. I'd go on the street, I'd have my nice hypnosis t-shirt on. I might be in an environment where they have a street festival and someone will come up to me, and it's usually a guy, and he's got his chest out. He's like, oh, you're interested? Hypnotize me here then. Great, yeah. Feet together, don't move your feet. What? You can hypnotize me here. Put your feet together, don't move your feet. What? Because they often will try and challenge because they think it's all bullshit. So when I hear it, I'm like, great, let's get straight into it. So what I'll do when I do street hypnosis is, now think about it. If someone's hiring me, there's a certain amount of buy-in. They've probably researched me online. They've probably watched my videos. Maybe they know someone that I've worked with. So there's a certain amount of buy-in that I exist and I have some successful people. If I'm doing a show and someone's purchased the tickets to the show, they know that I exist. They know that I can do something, right? This is not pure, right? It's like doing karate with people that are going to spar with you but are not going to fight you full out. It's like doing Aikido and throwing people that you don't even have to throw them. They're just going to take the dive. Right, This is not real. Well, I'm like street fighting. So I figured, what's the best way of becoming a fighter? Not that I go out and beat people up, but not to learn in a dojo, go out on the street. What's the purest way of doing hypnosis? No one wakes up in the morning saying, as I'm walking from A to B, I hope I'm stopped by a hypnotist and he glues my feet to the ground. So I have my t-shirt on. Oh, you're a hypnotist? Yeah. We have the cameras filming it all. And I'll hypnotize people on the street and I'll glue their feet to the ground. And then I'll drop their body to the ground safely.
Wait, you said you'll drop their bodies to the ground?
Oh yeah. If you look on my YouTube, you'll see it. Big guys,
my gosh.
Guys, men, women, and I'll drop their body to the ground,
bro.
And I'll say, in a moment, you open your eyes and you won't know what's happened. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes. Hey, John, what's happening? Looking at John on the ground. Oh, I don't know. Why are you on the ground? Oh, I don't know. You're not hypnotized, are you, John? Well, of course not. Okay, John, you can just go ahead and stand up now, can't you? And then you see John, he starts to move, but he can't stand up. He can't move his arm. He's struggling like, John, what's going on? And he's smiling because even though that's weird, he's smiling. I gave him a suggestion that even though you can't move, it's going to be cool. You're safe, right? And I'm like, you can. So I'll see this battle where part of them knows they can move, but the other part's not allowing them to move. Right. So then, to sweeten the deal, I'll start to produce money from my pocket. $10, $20, $30, $100. I'm like, John, if you could stand up, and there's no reason you shouldn't be able to stand up now and touch this money, it's yours. No tricks. Just come up here. You can stand up.
And they can't grab it.
I got up to $1,000, Manny. My girlfriend's Tiffany ring and an iPhone 11 when it was state of the art, all in my hand. This person did not know me, hadn't invested in me. They were just walking from A to B. So on my YouTube. They could not stand up, and I'm trying to break the trance. If you can stand up my hand, you can have the Tiffany ring, $1,000 iPhone 11,
and they couldn't grab it. Look, let me say this. So this is on your YouTube, right? Let me
on my YouTube Lukenosis, and if you go to the Street Hypnosis tab, Street Hypnosis playlist, there's hundreds of videos, men, women, old, young, me disappearing myself in front of them, or sticking their body to the ground, just doing cool stuff. Because I'm like, that's the purest way of doing it. If I've got $1 million budget and I'm on stage, this shit is easy. But if I'm urban, if I'm on the street, someone doesn't know what I'm all about. They just see the t-shirt. I should be able to do this with people that say, no, I want to be hypnotized. I want to experience it. As soon as they put their hand up, metaphorically, I'm all in.
Wow. So let me, this is crazy. This is super dope, first off. And this is why I'm so glad you joining us again. So again, thank you for coming on. Cause this is things, let me tell you right now, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those street people, like you said, who'll see a hypnotist shirt and be like, nah, you can't hypnotize me. But here's my dilemma. I'm too scared. I'm way too scared to be like, all right, I'll let you perform it. So me hearing these stories and like being able to go look at it, that is very, very comforting for me to know, like, one, it's a safe thing. And two, I want to know, I'm not gonna ask you to do it. Are you able to do these things via Zoom as the matters are right now? Are you able to? I only
do Zoom now. So even before pandemic, I had 3 offices before pandemic.
Wow.
One in Toronto, one in the Ottawa, Canada, capital, and one in Las Vegas. And even before COVID hit, 70% of my work was done online because I'm based physically in Toronto. And I have a lot of people from America or England or Australia. But now I could have an office, but it's even more successful doing it over Zoom. People are like, Luke, you need to be in the same room as me. Luke, you don't need to touch me.
Oh
which
my
I say,
God.
if it is touching you in a room, it's a bit weird, and you should probably leave that room immediately.
Right,
Yeah, all hypnosis is me knowing why you're there and me helping to facilitate change in you. I might do that with my language. I might do that with my body language. I might do that by throwing suggestions in stories. It may seem like I'm just entertaining you, so your conscious, oh, that's a great story. But on a deep unconscious level, I'm embedding commands in there to help you shift. Sometimes I might get you to close your eyes. Sometimes I might get you to tap certain parts of your body, hold certain parts of your body. I'm always looking for how people work. Because I don't. When I learn how you work, not what your problem is, we already know that. But when I learn to what you respond to, I can tailor what I do for you. Because the way I would do change work hypnosis with you, Manny, would be different from my 13-year-old baseball prodigy. Different to MMA fighters. You know, everyone's different. So I find out how you work. You probably don't know how you work at an unconscious level.
Shit, honestly.
Yeah, and then I got quick and sneaky ways of doing that. So when I know how you respond, I'm like, all right, forget all that. This is what's going to work for Manny based on his personality and how I'm watching your body language, your breathing patterns, the way your eyes dart, different quadrants. And I'm like, all right, but this is, I don't care what should work. Because I was taught a long time ago, here's this amazing technique that works for everyone all the time.
And that's never works.
And some hypnotists will have this script book in front of them and they go to the problem. Say I'm working with you anxiety. I turn to the anxiety page and now I'm going to read a script about anxiety. Well, that's bullshit. Because if my head is looking down at my tablet or at a book reading a script, I can't see you. You're going to show me unconsciously everything I need to see and everything I need to know to be able to dance with your unconscious mind. So I'm watching you. I never come in with a fixed plan. I'm like, all right, let's see how. It's like sparring the first time. You're sparring.
You get a feel for the boxing.
Throw a couple of jab out there. How does he respond? Oh, he goes to his left. So if I fake the jab, it's like I'm doing a little dance, and then with your problem, and as we get into the deeper rounds, maybe round 3, round 4, that's why now I know I can land in that rear naked choke. Or go for the right cross on your problem, not you.
Right. No, I got you.
To see first before I come in and metaphorically knock it out or choke it out.
Right. Damn, that's crazy. So, and you mentioned, man, one of the things I'm curious about is because we've been kind of bringing up wrestlers. We were talking about CM Punk earlier, and because he's, huge love for Chicago. Yeah, throwing up the X for him. We brought up Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's a legend in the wrestling world. And, wrestling is considered a sport, so let's do it. Have you ever had to hypnotize like a wrestler or an MMA fighter to like bring out that inner beast in them? Because I know I know me personally, if I was a wrestler, I'd be fucking terrified. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm wrestling somebody and they like, I hear in the press and the news, like he's been seeing a hypnosis that's trying to bring out this inner beast to him, I feel like that would be the most intimidating type of strategy ever if you want to strike fear in your opponent. That would tear me apart if I'm supposed to be fighting somebody. Have you ever had to do that?
So I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to answer it in a slightly different way.
Yeah, let's hear it.
The answer is Mike Tyson. I did not work with Mike
Whoa.
Tyson. When Mike Tyson was training with Customado, when he was 11, 12, 13, Customado took him to a hypnotist regularly and would teach Mike Tyson self-hypnosis to make him believe that he would be the youngest heavyweight champion of the world.
Damn.
So the answer is yes. Think of Mike Tyson. Think with the monster, his natural gift, and then just thinking he's the baddest man on the planet, which he was for some time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Chuck Liddell. Do you remember Chuck Liddell, the MMA UFC heavyweight champion back in the day? He hired when he was winning. Tony Robbins. You know Anthony Robbins, Tony Robbins is a hypnotist. He just calls it a different word. But yeah, he was doing hypnosis. So I've worked with athletes. I've worked with a wrestler, a guy called Hannibal, who was a big star here in Canada, and he had a deal with WWE, but they rescinded his deal because he got hepatitis.
Oh, damn.
Subsequently, he cured it. However, I worked with him. The video's on my channel, but we weren't working for. And he was an Olympic wrestler. He almost made the Olympic trials as well, but he was going to go to WWE. I worked with him, but for his channel. So we weren't like trying to make him more of a badass. He just wanted me to regress him back to a past life. Now, listen, I don't know if this thing called past life exists. I truly don't. But if someone comes in with the idea that that's what they believe, and that's where they want to go, if they believe it doesn't matter what I believe.
Hey, you got to help him. Yeah.
So I regressed him, and he's a big guy, got the beard, a strong, muscular guy. He was on my recliner chair, and all of a sudden, he just jumps out of the seat like a ghost. It scared me. It's about 7-8 years ago. Literally just jolts like he's been shot. And in my head, I'm like, holy fuck, I hope he's all right. But if it wasn't a big thing for him, I didn't want to bring attention to it. As soon as he jumped out, like he'd been possessed, he went back into the chair and went deeper.
Oh my God.
When we came out the other side, in case it was a painful memory, but I didn't want to reinstall it, I just asked him, I'm like, hey, Hannibal, what do you remember about what we just did? He's like, yeah, I was a knight, and it was the 1500s, and I was at a castle, and I was sword fighting with someone, and they killed me.
What the
At the moment he felt the death and the jolt of the body.
Oh my gosh. So he was, let me make this. So he went into his past life, and that's what the hell he was going through when he was like hypnotized.
Yeah, he was a warrior now, and he was a warrior back then. Yeah.
Damn.
It's on my channel. It's scared. Honestly, when I first saw it, I think it was 7 or 8 years ago, but it was such a jolt. There's no way you could have faked it. This is a big 230, 40-pound guy, 6'2".
Oh my gosh.
His body, he's relaxed. And then literally, I'm miming now, like they had pads that just shot.
Just shot up.
Involuntarily made his body came about 5 inches off the chair, and then straight away just went even deeper, went back into the chair.
Wow. What the hell, Luke? So let me tell you. So it's possible you witnessed a man die in real life and come back to life. Even though this sounds crazy as hell.
Hallelujah! We had resurrection. It wasn't even a Sunday,
bro. Like this sounds crazy as hell, Luke. But I'm 100% convinced that you
it's literally.
It's on your channel too.
Yeah, just it'll be like in a real life session with wrestler on my Lukenosis YouTube. It's on there, yeah.
Wow.
I'm a bit fatter. I have less tattoos, and I don't have a beard or long hair there. But it is.
Okay, damn, yeah, we gonna check that out. I'm gonna try and find the video to put the video in here. But we also got a fact check. We got a fact checked on the Mike Tyson too, bro, and that's crazy. Yeah. That is fucking crazy. I found it here. And it says he revealed that he used the hypnotist multiple times to turn into a ferocious animal. And what's crazy about it is that is literally how he was. Like, Tyson was insane. So it's like, to me, that's almost, man, this is mind blowing. I'm trying to process it. This is crazy.
I blow at least one mind
before
3 p.m. every day.
Yeah, you blew my mind today, man. I'm trying to process it all. This is dope as hell. I'm so glad you came on, because this is crazy. Let me go back to my question sheet. I mean, damn, you threw me off. This is dope, man. Because, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Like, let me go ahead.
I know we're talking about fighters, but another big one will be Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods was winning, when Tiger Woods was killing everybody,
right. Tiger in his prime,
and nobody could touch him. I believe from about the age of 11 up until he started to lose, his caddy was his hypnotist.
Wow!
And about the same time he fired his caddy that he had from about 11 or 12, then he started to have the breakdown in his marriage, was dating, banging porn stars, and he started to have DUIs.
It was crazy.
Interestingly enough, around about the same time he fired his caddy, who was his hypnotist that he'd been working with since he was a kid.
Damn. So here's okay. All right. So I got my sheet back up, and this is the thing. So since a lot of athletes actually, like, clearly, as I researched and we found it, we fact checked it and all of that, a lot of athletes have clearly used hypnotists in a way to help them throughout their career. So would you consider it, and I have my answer behind it, but I want to hear from you since this is your profession. Would you consider it a great way for therapy? Like, if someone's like, I'm looking for some sort of therapy to help me get through my career, I'm thinking about going to a hypnotist, and I'm thinking about maybe just going somewhere to sit down and do my therapy. Like, is it just as equal to how much it can help a person?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my experience, when I was a young man, I had about every problem you could imagine, right? Except I was not a drug addict,
right?
And I was sexually abused. Other than that, I pretty much had every problem you can imagine, right?
Right.
And I personally, as a kid from about the age of 9 up until 17, I had every kind of therapy. Family therapy, one-on-one therapy. And it was lovely to have someone listen to me for 50 minutes once a week so I could unload and run my mouth, because surprise, surprise, I do like to talk. I would leave the session, I would feel a little bit better. But guess what? By the time next week rolled around in the next session, all my problems were still there. I never got a strategy for overcoming the problems.
Wow.
Depression. I had anxiety before everyone had anxiety.
Right.
And it wasn't until I learned hypnosis where I realized there's really tangible tools that you could use, self-administer once you're taught, that can really help you become unblocked. And you don't have to go through years of therapy. You don't have to keep retelling your story of all the terrible, awful things that happened to you. By the way, every time you tell that story of the terrible things that happened to you, you resave that memory inside your head. So it gets resaved over and over and over again. With hypnosis, I don't care what the story is. I tell my clients, hey, when we're done, you can either keep your story of why you're fucked up, why you're broken, their words, not mine, or you can let go of your story and have a result. But you can't have both. You can't keep your story and have the result you want. So, so it's going to cost you your story, your victim story of all these shitty things that happened to you. And I'm not discounting that they happened to you. And they were shitty. Can't change what happened. However, the client can absolutely change how you interact and interface with those old memories. So they don't exert the same control of you as they used to.
Right. No, that makes sense. Man, that's super cool. And I never really thought of it that way, man. I feel like it's a lot of stereotypes that go around hypnosis that's not really positive. So I never even thought about it that way. And I'm gonna tell you something, Luke. Let me be honest with you right now. Well, first we're running out of time. So I'm gonna tell you this, like we're gonna start to wrap up. But you got me ready to go to the hypnotist, man. You got me ready to, I'm already convinced in my mind, like, hey, I'm the best podcaster. This is gonna be the best sports podcast there ever is. I say it before every episode. I got it in the tags and everything. So it's already in my mind. But hey, man, when you told me and showed me all the people who've used hypnotists as a way, you got me ready, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. You kind of got me ready to tap into that. But I'm too scared. I ain't gonna lie.
If you ever want to do some fun hypnosis, and we can record it for your channel, for your podcast, right? Nothing too heavy, right? But stuff for you just to gear up your imagination, to just have a feel like going to your first jiu-jitsu or boxing class. You're not going to go in there and fight the baddest guy, but you're going to go in and roll. If you just want to have like an experience, you want to capture it on video and put it out there for your folks, I promise to take care of you, and we're not going to delve into stuff in your past. Just to have an experience of involuntary. If you ever want to do that, let me know. We can film it and put it out there if you want.
Okay, yeah. Look, we gonna have to get to it, and I know it's gonna be safe because I'm gonna have my girlfriend watching me. She gonna be making sure it's safe. The last thing she gonna do is let something happen to me. So she definitely
she might give me a bit of money and just be like, here's a few $100. Can you just ask him to marry me, or can you just ask him to take me to lavish restaurants?
She gonna throw that in there.
Cool thing.
No, that's gonna be super cool, man. But look, all right, man. Look, drop the YouTube channels, drop the websites, drop wherever they can find you, because man, they gotta tap in with you at this point, man. They gotta find you.
Beautiful. Easiest way is to go over to my website, lukenosis.com. Luke like me, Lukenosis, lukenosis.com. You can find out all the people I work with there. You go over to my YouTube channel and you put Lukenosis, Luke and Gnosis, Nosis. You get thousands of videos, everything from my TED Talk to old podcasts to actual client sessions to actual group sessions to talks that I've given to the street hypnosis stuff. Yeah. It's all on there. Just pick your playlist and whatever you want to kind of engage in. And if you've got some problems, like you're addicted to something, a person, a substance, you're suffering from anxiety, chronic pain, you want to lose some weight, there's stuff to aid you free of charge on my YouTube channel and my website, Lukenosis.
That's what's up, man. That is funny. It's funny that you say, hey, if they're stuck on a person, that helps. That helps. I know it's a lot of y'all that's stuck on people still. So go ahead. Yeah. Hey, you better tap in with my guy, Luke, man. I'm telling you right now. But anyway, look, man, you guys know where you can find me. Follow me on Instagram at The Run Podcast, Twitter at I am Manny Wilson. Follow my personal as well at I am Manny Wilson. Thank you for listening. I greatly appreciate it. Share this with a cousin, a brother, an aunt, an uncle, a neighbor, anyone in the office, a coworker, wherever. Be sure to share this. And until then, we will be back later on next week, and so on and so on and so on. The Run with Manny Wilson podcast is brought to you by Fifth Investments. Investing is the easiest way to double your money, especially when you do it right. Most of us need help with getting started, right? I'm telling you right now, Fifth Investments is the easiest way to take your first step. You can sign up for the daily trading journal, weekly newsletter, including trade ideas, market analysis, news, and information on navigating the stock market. They got you covered with long-term, short-term, options trading, and more. So go to fiftinvestments.com and use the promo code THERUN for $20 off your premier membership, or just sign up for free. Trade the stock market and perfect a skill that's going to last you a lifetime.
The information is not trading or investment advice. The newsletter is only a personal blog that is being offered publicly for general information purposes only.